Urgent, January 16th is not an ordinary day. And if you are hearing this message right now, understand something very important. This is not by accident. Venus and Saturn are aligning in a way that tests the deepest part of your heart, not your mind, not your logic, but your emotional truth. This is the kind of cosmic moment that decides who moves forward into blessings and who repeats the same painful cycles again. Many people will feel heavy today without knowing why. Others will feel emotional, nostalgic, restless, or suddenly detached. And a very few will feel an inner awakening, as if something inside them is finally becoming clear. Venus represents love, relationships, self-worth, money, and what your heart truly desires. Saturn represents karma, discipline, divine timing, and life lessons. When these two energies come together, the universe does not play games. It asks you a serious question. Are you loving from truth, or are you loving from fear? Are you staying where you are because it's aligned, or because you're afraid to let go? January 16th brings a mirror in front of your soul, and whatever is not real will feel uncomfortable. Whatever is not meant for your future will begin to feel heavy. Some of you will suddenly question relationships that once felt safe. You may feel distance from someone without any fight or argument. This is Saturn quietly removing emotional illusions. Others may feel a strong pull towards someone they thought they had moved on from. This is Venus showing unfinished emotional karma. Do not ignore these feelings today. They are signals, not weaknesses. The universe is watching how you respond. This test is not about choosing someone else. It is about choosing yourself. Saturn is checking whether you have learned the lesson of self-respect. Venus is checking whether your heart is open but not desperate. If you chase today, you fail the test. If you beg, manipulate, overgive, or silence your truth just to keep peace, Saturn takes notes. But if you stand calm, grounded, honest, and emotionally mature, even if it feels uncomfortable, the universe marks you as ready. January 16th may bring silence. Messages may stop. Plans may delay. Emotions may feel heavy for a few hours or even a few days. This is not punishment. This is refinement. Saturn does not destroy what is real. It removes what cannot grow with you. Venus does not deny love. It redirects it to where it is valued. Some of you are being tested in love. Others are being tested in money or self-worth. You may feel unmotivated, tired, or doubtful about your path. Saturn is asking if you will continue even without instant results. Venus is asking if you still believe you deserve abundance without proving yourself to anyone. Do not make impulsive decisions today. Do not send emotional messages just to feel relief. Do not chase closure. Sit with your feelings. Let them rise. Let them speak. Saturn rewards patience. Venus rewards authenticity. The strongest energy today is calm honesty. If something ends around this time, trust that it was already energetically over. If something survives this period, it will become stronger, deeper, and more real. Many chosen souls are watching this video because this test is meant for them. You are not here to repeat old karmic patterns. You are here to graduate from them. January 16th is not about loss. It is about alignment. What stays will stay with effort and respect. What leaves is making space for something better. By the end of this Venus-Saturn test, you will feel clearer, lighter, more grounded. You may not have all the answers immediately, but you will feel a quiet knowing inside. That knowing is your soul leveling up. Trust it. Honor it. This is how the universe prepares you for the love, stability, and abundance you asked for. And there is something else you need to understand about this Venus-Saturn moment that very few people are talking about. January 16th doesn't just test your heart with emotions you already recognize. It activates memories, patterns, and wounds you thought were already healed. You might suddenly remember a promise that was broken, a relationship that ended without closure, or a version of yourself that settled for less than you deserved. This is not happening to hurt you. This is happening so Saturn can ask one final question. Have you truly learned, or are you still hoping the universe will change someone else instead of changing your standards? Venus brings desire, but Saturn removes fantasy. That is why today can feel emotionally dry, serious, or heavy. Romance may feel less dramatic, but more real. Some people may pull away from you, not because you did something wrong, but because your energy is no longer compatible with who they are choosing to remain. This is a quiet separation that happens without chaos, and that is a sign of spiritual maturity. When drama disappears, truth becomes loud. You may notice that your tolerance for disrespect, confusion, or emotional inconsistency is extremely low right now. Things you once ignored will suddenly feel unbearable. This is not you becoming cold. This is you becoming aligned. Saturn does not want you wasting emotional energy on things that cannot support your future. Venus wants your heart to be soft, but not broken. For many of you, this test shows up as a moment of restraint. You may want to react, explain yourself, defend your feelings, or demand clarity. But something inside you says, be still. That inner pause is your higher self stepping in. Saturn rewards those who can control their emotions without suppressing their truth. Silence today is not weakness, it is power. January 16th is also a karmic checkpoint. If you have been honest, patient, and emotionally responsible in recent months, this energy will feel grounding, even comforting. You may feel a strange peace, even if things are not perfect yet. But if you have been avoiding accountability, ignoring red flags, or chasing validation, this energy will feel uncomfortable. Saturn does not punish, it teaches. Some of you will receive clarity through absence rather than presence. A person not reaching out is information. A delay is information. A feeling of emotional distance is information. Venus is showing you what is mutual and what is one-sided. Saturn is asking whether you will finally believe what is being shown instead of what you hope will change. Do not rush to label this day as negative. Powerful transformations are often quiet. The heart does not always break loudly. Sometimes it strengthens silently. By choosing self-respect today, you are rewriting a karmic story that may have followed you for years. This is how generational patterns end. This is how soul contracts complete. As the hours pass, you may feel more grounded in your body, your thoughts slow down, your emotions become clearer. This is because Saturn stabilizes what Venus refines. By the end of this alignment, you are not the same person who entered it. You are calmer, wiser, and far more aware of what you will and will not accept. And here is the most important message of all. Whatever you choose today, you choose repeatedly. The universe is watching not what you say, but what you tolerate. Love that requires you to abandon yourself is not love. Success that drains your soul is not success. January 16th is the day you silently decide your new standard. Now listen very carefully, because this part of the Venus-Saturn test is subtle, and many people miss it. January 16th is not only about what happens outside of you, it is about what you choose to do internally when no one is watching. The universe is observing your private thoughts, your silent reactions, the way you speak to yourself when something doesn't go your way. Saturn is especially strict about inner integrity. If you say you have moved on, but you secretly wait for someone to validate you, this energy will expose that contradiction. Not to shame you, but to free you. You may notice today that your emotions feel slower, heavier, more serious. This is Saturn slowing down Venus so you can see clearly. Fast love fades. Fast decisions regret. Saturn wants long-term stability, not temporary comfort. That is why rushing today feels wrong. Pushing for answers feels exhausting. The more you try to control the outcome, the more resistance you feel. This is the universe teaching you the difference between effort and force. Some of you are being tested through loneliness. You may feel unseen, unheard, or emotionally distant from people you once felt close to. This is not abandonment. This is recalibration. Saturn is teaching you how to be emotionally self-sufficient so that love becomes a choice, not a need. When you no longer need love to survive, you finally attract love that can stay. Venus is also highlighting your relationship with money and self-worth today. You may question your value, your progress, or your timing. You may compare yourself to others and feel behind. Saturn steps in here as well, reminding you that real success is built slowly, quietly, and consistently. What you are building now may not be visible yet, but it is solid. The universe is asking if you trust the process, even when there is no applause. Pay attention to the small signs today: a delayed message, a canceled plan, a sudden realization. a deep emotional release. These are not random. They are adjustments. Saturn removes distractions so Venus can guide you toward what truly aligns with your heart. You are being guided away from emotional shortcuts and toward emotional mastery. If something ends during this time, do not chase an explanation. Closure does not always come from conversation. Sometimes it comes from acceptance. Saturn teaches you that peace is more valuable than proof. Venus teaches you that love should feel safe, not confusing. By the end of this day, you may feel quieter than usual, less reactive, less attached to outcomes. This is growth. This is emotional maturity activating. You are stepping into a version of yourself that does not beg, does not chase, and does not betray their own boundaries for temporary comfort. And here is the truth that changes everything. This test is not about losing someone or something. It is about losing the version of you that accepted less than you deserved. Once that version falls away, the universe has no choice but to match you with better. So if today feels heavy, stay grounded. If it feels lonely, stay present. If it feels confusing, stay patient. Saturn always rewards those who choose integrity over impulse. Venus always blesses those who choose self-love over attachment. As this Venus-Saturn energy continues to unfold, something very important begins to happen beneath the surface. You start to feel a quiet separation between what your heart wants and what your soul knows. This is the exact moment where most people fail the test. The heart wants comfort, familiarity, quick reassurance, but the soul wants truth, growth, and long-term alignment. January 16th asks you to listen to the voice that is calmer, not louder. You may feel an urge to revisit the past, to replay conversations, to wonder what you could have done differently. Saturn allows this reflection for a reason, not so you can blame yourself, but so you can finally see the pattern clearly. The lesson was never about trying harder. It was about choosing differently. Venus now shows you how love feels when it is mutual, respectful, and emotionally safe, even if that feeling comes through contrast first. Some of you will notice that you no longer feel excited by chaos. Drama feels draining. Inconsistency feels unattractive. This is a powerful sign that your frequency is changing. Saturn matures the heart. Venus refines desire. Together, they upgrade your emotional standards. What once thrilled you may no longer satisfy you, and that is a blessing, not a loss. There is also a spiritual protection happening right now. Saturn is placing energetic boundaries around you. This means certain people cannot access you emotionally the way they used to. Not because you closed your heart, but because your heart has learned discernment. You may feel less reactive to messages, less affected by silence, less tempted to explain yourself. This is what inner authority feels like. January 16th is also a day when soul contracts quietly complete. Some connections fade without a dramatic ending. Some attachments dissolve without a final conversation. This can feel confusing to the mind, but peaceful to the soul. When something leaves without chaos, it means the lesson has been integrated. Saturn closes doors gently when you are ready. For those who have done the inner work, this energy brings stability instead of loss. You may feel more committed to your goals, more disciplined with your time, more respectful of your own energy. Venus aligns you with what you truly value. Saturn helps you protect it. This is how long-term abundance is built, not just in love, but in life. If you are feeling tired today, rest without guilt. Saturn respects boundaries, including the ones you set with yourself. If you are feeling emotional, allow the feeling without acting on it. Emotional intelligence is being tested now. The universe is less interested in what you feel and more interested in how you handle it. And here is something many people need to hear. You are not being delayed, you are being prepared. Saturn never rushes what is meant to last. Venus never gives you what will harm your heart. This alignment is shaping you into someone who can hold the blessing when it arrives. As this day closes, you may not have dramatic results, but you will have clarity, and clarity is power. You will know what you are no longer available for. You will feel a stronger sense of self-respect. You will understand that love does not require you to abandon your peace. Listen closely, because the most profound part of this alignment is about timing and patience. Venus and Saturn are teaching you a lesson that many never learn in a lifetime, that the heart and the soul are not always in the same place at the same time, and that rushing the process only creates more pain. January 16th is asking you to slow down, to breathe, and to trust that the universe knows exactly what it is doing with your life, your love, and your energy. The key here is not to force outcomes, not to chase answers, and not to beg for clarity. The key is to honor your own worth and stand firm in your truth, no matter how tempting it may be to step into old patterns. Some of you may feel the urge to reach out to someone today, to try to fix a situation or rekindle a connection. The universe is sending a clear message. If it is meant to come back, it will return on its own timing, stronger and healthier than before. If it is not meant to stay, no amount of effort will make it fit. Venus rewards patience. Saturn reinforces discipline. Together, they are guiding you toward relationships, opportunities, and experiences that are aligned with your highest good, not your temporary desire. This energy is also revealing hidden truths. Secrets may come to light, intentions may be clarified, and illusions may crumble. You might see people, situations, or even your own choices in a completely different light. Some revelations may feel uncomfortable, even shocking, but they are necessary. This is the cosmic way of clearing the clutter, of removing what no longer belongs, so that what is authentic and real can thrive in your life. January 16th is a day to honor your emotions, but not to let them control you. Feel deeply, yes, but do not react impulsively. Reflect, but do not ruminate. Observe the subtle shifts around you. Notice the silence, the delays, the subtle nudges that the universe is sending. Every pause, every moment of stillness is a message. Saturn is teaching you endurance. Venus is teaching you discernment. And together they are preparing you for a future that is far more abundant, loving, and stable than your current reality may suggest. By the end of this alignment, you will feel a change within yourself, a quiet strength, a calm certainty, a deeper understanding of your worth. You may not see immediate results in your external world, but inside the foundation is being rebuilt. Your heart is being refined, your desires are being aligned with your true path, and your soul is stepping into a higher frequency of love, clarity, and confidence. And here is the ultimate truth about today. January 16th is not a day of endings. It is a day of preparation. It is a day where the universe tests your emotional integrity, your patience, and your ability to love yourself above all else. If you pass this test, the next chapter of your life will open with greater clarity, deeper connections, and a level of fulfillment that you may have only dreamed of before. So stay grounded, stay honest, stay connected to your own heart. Do not chase, do not beg, and do not compromise your peace. What is meant for you will come. What is not meant for you will fade. And in that fading, there is freedom. In that patience, there is power. In that self-respect, there is love that is unshakable. This is your cosmic reminder that January 16th is a turning point. How you navigate it will determine the quality of your relationships, your emotional growth, and your soul's evolution for months, even years to come. Stand firm, chosen one. Your heart is being tested and your soul is ready to rise.